Welcome to Math with McCoy. Today we are going to be expanding expressions using the distributive property. And we're going to do a I do, we do, you do format where I teach you the concept, we do it together, and then you test yourself. So let's get into it. Today, I'm going to show you two strategies using distributive property. The first one is going to be the arrow method, which everyone is familiar with. And the second one is going to be area model. So let's start with the arrow method. When we're doing distributive property, we need to distribute the outside term by all of the terms inside. So we're going to start with 5 times x plus 4. So in order to expand this, I need to multiply 5 times x right? I can also put parentheses here as well. You can write it any way you would like to. And then I'm going to add 5 times 4. So 5 times x is 5x, and 5 times 4 is positive 20. So I'm going to put plus 20. So 5 times x plus 4 is equal to 5x plus 20. Right? So with the second strategy, I'm going to use different numbers so you can see the difference between using positive and negative numbers. So now I'm going to change this to negative 5 times x minus 4. So let's see the difference here. I'm going to create an area model with 2 boxes because we have 2 terms inside the parentheses. So I'm going to write x and then I'm going to put minus 4 because subtracting 4 is the same thing as negative 4. And then on the outside, we have negative 5. So I'm going to put negative 5 here. And you can see how it's similar. Inside of the box, I'm going to find the area, just like we would do when we're finding the area of a rectangle or square, length times width. So I'm going to do negative 5 times x, which is negative 5x. And then I'm going to do negative 5 times 4. And a negative times a negative is positive. So I'm going to put plus 20. So if I look at my area model, if I write out my expression, my equivalent expression would be negative 5x plus 20. And then you can see the difference between the first method and the second method. The area model helps when you have negative numbers. All right, let's try this next one together. I want you to write down the problem with me. Negative 2 times, let's change it to a y. Y plus 5. Okay, give you a moment to write it down. What do you think our first step should be? Did you say multiply negative 2 times y? Because if you did, you were right. So you could use the arrow method or the area model, or you could mix them up. So negative 2 times y. Okay, let me put my equal sign. And what would the next step be? Did you think negative 2 times 5? because if you did, you are correct. But wait. Did you notice something? There's a negative here and there's a positive. So what should we use? Which sign should we use? Should we use a positive sign or a negative sign? Negative times a positive is negative. So I'm going to use my subtraction symbol. And then we're going to multiply 2 times 5. So now let's multiply and see what we get here. Negative 2 times y is negative 2y. Okay. And we're going to keep this subtraction sign here. And 2 times 5 is 10. So our equivalent expression for negative 2 times y plus 5 is negative 2y minus 10. And we did it. Okay, now it's your turn. I'm going to put a problem and I want you to write this problem down and try to solve it. But I want you to pause the video and then when you are done, hit play to see if we match. So I decided to do both methods just in case you chose one over the other. But as you can see, I got the same answer for both. So did we match? Because if we did, high five the screen. Thank you for joining me on my first video. If this helped you out, make sure to like and subscribe to Math with McCoy for more step-by-step breakdowns. I'll see you next problem.